Right.
Rise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Unsung, and you're as surprised as the cast is. That being said, we are here with John Helpers, one of the writers of this game. We are here with Sam the Wizened Fool, and we are here with always last, but definitely the most least. Johnny, who are you? No one cares. Take us away to Axia.
I was particularly inspired introduction.
Like that? Guys, if you want to interact with this show, please check in the description down below for all the fun ways you can interact with us in the world of Emberwind, in the skies of Axia. And if you want to support the channel, check out that Patreon and join us over there. That's the best way to sponsor us. And with that, Johnny, take us away to the belly of a giant worm that we're totally going to hollow out and make a base.
That's not going to happen at all. I'll tell you, it's never. Nobody would in their right mind would ever imagine doing that. So
we're doing it.
That in mind.
We're doing it. It's happening.
All right, guys, here we go.
This is our bridge now.
Like, you just embed the airship in the eyes, so like you can just pilot.
We could hire it out as a bridge, portable bridge. There, floating skyworm bridge. Perfect. We're done. After this, we retire.
Wait, why a bridge? Don't wait. I gotta ask, why a bridge? Why not a floating party barge? I mean, come on.
We'll destroy Hacksaw Bridge and all the other bridges.
It's full circle.
Adriel, so we have a monopoly. That's how that works.
Fair enough.
Totally.
All right, guys. Previously on Unsung, the group has discovered the location of the hearth crystal they were sent to find in the body of a gigantic floating worm that hunts the northern azure. The group doesn't have time to process the revelation that the worm is the source of the crystal, as the worm itself sees the gilded drake as a source of food. Making the only choice that seems feasible, Red pilots the drake right into the mouth of the gigantic worm. The drake becomes lodged in the throat of the creature. While assessing the situation, it becomes obvious that the hearth crystal that the group seeks is deeper inside the body of the worm. While Cathbad attempts to communicate with the worm, Talon and Nalos shore up the structure of the drake as Red attempts to navigate further into the body. Cathbad is able to calm the creature long enough to allow Red to successfully pilot the drake into the worm's stomach. Once inside the stomach cavity, the group discovers that the crystal is a physical part of the worm. Cathbad and Red attempt to remove the crystal from the muscle tissue of the stomach, while Nalos and Talon attempt to collect smaller crystals embedded in the fleshy walls of the chamber. Attracting the attention of some slaughterfish inside the belly of the beast, the crew is able to successfully turn away the creatures as Cathbad is able to dislodge the hearth crystal and get it loaded into the drake. As that happens, explosions rock the left side of the chamber, and a large chunk of worm flesh is blown inward into the stomach. The group is knocked flat from the concussive impact, and when they regain their senses, they find that they have company as we fade in. Hi guys, you're inside the belly of a beast, and there's people attacking you. What do you do?
Well, yeah. So So they blew the ass out of this worm, if I recall correctly.
Not the ass, the left side of the body. So from you,
left side of the ass. So we're deep in the ass of the worm. They blew the left side of the ass out. How much of a hole are we talking about here?
So as you guys are all regaining sort of consciousness, and if you guys had looked at the Roll20 game table, you can see that there's this huge gaping hole of flesh, in the side of the worm. Lodged just inside of there is what looks to be some sort of like large craft, but it looks like a sort of a landing craft of some kind. It's about big enough for the drake to be able to sneak through with some successful piloting for sure. But there are definitely some chasers who are blocking your way.
Would you say it's a tight fit, right?
I would say that it's going to need a little bit of persuasion in the form of liquidy goodness.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me on that journey. And there's a lady,
that was
right?
So much worse than any way you could have possibly described it.
Thank you for that. That's
also so much worse than the puns we were doing last week. Not even.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a lady involved here.
Oh, there's a lady involved, and she's sort of stepping up to the plate as she's walking up to you. Okay, let me read the description as it's written. Sunlight pours into the stomach chamber via the hole blown into the side of the worm. The skull-faced prow of an airship has landed just inside the gaping hole. A gangplank drops down from the mouth and disgorges a team of chasers who fan out and approach with weapons drawn. The last to disembark is a tall, muscular woman gripping a massive great axe in one hand, and her war paint is a skull of vibrant red. And she says, "The council has told me to make it quick and clean." But she swings her axe around, kind of warming it up. But slow and messy is much more fun.
For the record, John, you can't make fun of my butt jokes, and when you would know someone that wrote that line, talking about being in the ass of a worm, and wrote that line. Okay.
I edited it. I didn't write it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you wrote it. I'm just saying, like, you can't laugh at our puns and, you know, the lube joke when that's an actual line from the actual book.
Hey, I never said lube.
I mean,
a liquidy substance.
You inferred lube.
Okay. Okay.
I do have an actual question for you, Johnny.
I have an actual answer. I'm not sure if it's an actual question, though.
Well, since I know some back channels, do I know the significance of the red skull versus the white skull?
Give me a knowledge check. I'm gonna have to, if you succeed, I'm going to have to make something up on the spot, but yes. Okay. You succeed, you will definitely...
He might, basically, is what it comes down to.
Cool.
Basically.
D20. I do. I crit it, actually.
Holy shit. Okay. All right.
You know everything about this skull.
Now let's just spend a fair bit of time spending spending some hard-earned coin around the different districts to gain a familiarity with the sort of the street politics and the rough and tumble nature of each of the gangs. You know a fair bit about the hierarchy of the chasers, to the point where you knew that the Bloodhound, once you were able to examine his body, was still basically just like a sergeant, or even a lieutenant, possibly. The person standing in front of you happens to be a major player in the chasers. The red skull kind of painting on her face means that she has not only earned her way in blood, but has fought her way through the political ranks and is essentially in the inner circle. Can't hear you.
We're all on the aft of the ship, right? We're in like the cargo bay.
Are you on the aft of the ship? I thought you were still collecting rocks up at the north side.
No, once Catbad started to launch it in, I came with you guys because all the things were swarming in towards me, and I painted a bunch of blood everywhere and ran.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure.
Right. So as the explosion happens, there's a huge chunk of worm flesh that was basically imploded into the area, causing sort of a decompression of bits. Yep. You all were blown back a little bit, so you're a little bit farther from the airship than you would have originally expected to be.
Okay.
But you are still close enough to be able to just in a dash get there.
Okay, but Calfbat did launch and ride said crystal into the back of the ship, right?
Oh yeah, when she cut that final heart's sinew, and she was able to kind of swing it in and then ride it in, but you haven't heard from her since. So there's a huge concern about her well-being because that thing is absolutely huge, and though it's designed to hold up entire plateaus based on your understanding, the weight of it still could potentially crush her. So you don't know what's going on with her. She's still inside the Gilded Drake with that crystal.
Cool. We're all together, though, the rest of us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You all have come.
Wait, didn't I help? Wasn't I on the ship or helping Cass?
You were taking care of the slaughterfish off to the side.
Oh, I was keeping them off her while she did that.
That's right. Correct.
Cool. So Nalos is going to get to his feet. But in doing so, he's gonna take a little, he's gonna old guy get to his feet, right? He's gonna take a minute to do so. But in doing so, he's gonna as he puts a hand on a knee to lift himself up, he's looking sideways to Talon, and when he lifts the other hand up, he's looking sideways to Red, and to both of them as quietly as possible at such a distance with such a cacophony of slaughterfish around them. He looks to both of them and says, "The one with the skull, kill that one first and make it messy."
Get to the ship. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Red's just gonna gun it for the cockpit.
All right.
All right, guys, we're gonna go directly into initiative. So give me just a second to switch you guys over to the screen. You guys can place yourself in whatever configuration you want, but this is basically what the
what we're looking at, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, this is how they appear to be entered. So you've got the ass end of the ship here. You've got the tip over here, of course. That's the piloting section. That's where the cockpit is. This is.
I forgot I named the ship ass and tip, and I'm so happy I did it.
So, Johnny, while you're prepping stuff, with the ship in the way, is there enough room for the Drake to get out or not? Because I'm not so sure we're gonna be able to handle that.
So the airship, like I described it before, the airship is just their airship. The Chaser's airship is just inside, and it looks like more of a lander vehicle. So it is smaller than the Gilded Drake. The hole looks about just wide enough for the Drake to be able to get through, but it's not clear that without either some sheer luck or moving that ship, how Red is going to be able to pilot it out. Really, it comes down to how much of a badass is Red, or how much lube can you provide in this particular situation.
Red's got an idea.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that you do.
All right. And now, since we have the moment, since you're looking ready, I can go to Dallas. We fight or we leave? Because I actually do have an idea on how we can get out of here in a reasonable manner.
Does Red look super confident about get to the ship?
Fully confident.
You see Nalos look back and forth between Red and the red-faced woman, and he has full faith and confidence in Red's ability to fly, because he taught him everything he knows about being a captain. And he looks at Talon and says, he looks at Talon and says, "Get in the ship."
Yeah, agree. He nods. I mean, as much as I like a good fight is next to the next person, if we can get our objective to get the hell out of here, that works too. And I've got a plan. Yeah. All right. So.
I need to know. Okay, so as you guys are deciding this, I also want you to tell me, about the initiative order. So once you guys get through this, I need to know about initiative.
Tell you what, I'm gonna go first so that I can give a bunch of things to Red so he can get to the ship.
Cool.
Agreed.
Okay.
Now, Red, do you want to go second to turn the ship around, turn the ship around, and I will go last if that's what everyone feels like is comfortable.
I'm okay with that. But I just want to warn you, I have a plan, and it doesn't quite involve turning the ship around, per se.
All right, well, keep in mind, there's
in the conventional sense.
Well, there's that cannon at the front of the ship that could be useful for enlarging the hole.
No, I'm with that. I've got an idea.
All right.
Okay, cool. I can go second. I think we're thinking in the same line, actually. I think we've got the same line of thinking here.
Yeah, I think so, but it's Red, so I'm never sure. So.
All
right. Yeah. All right, so it's me, Red, then Talon.
Yep. Let's rock and roll, folks.
Cool. If you're ready to rock and roll, Johnny, I'm going to do Insightful Leader on Red. So your first fast action is a free action, and that is a free turn for me. I'm going to do Battlefield Tempo. So your next slow action is a fast action to include movement. What's the range on this chick? Oh, I'm going to move also. Where the fuck am I? I'm the blue guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to get to there. So there's my slow, and I have one more fast action. My fast action is I'm going to hold my fast action. That's what
okay. So I have a real quick question for let's see. No, actually, I don't have any questions at all yet. Oh, actually, yes. Talon, you've got a status effect on you. Is that what I see on your icon? Okay, so just you guys know, any status effects that you guys have experienced from the previous fight carry over into this fight because you haven't had a moment.
Talon? Sorry, I didn't know you had a status.
No, I have my heavy grip still going.
You have your heavy grip still going, but didn't you get a negative status effect of some kind from one of the slaughterfish?
No,
I have one vulnerable.
Cathbad and Red took them. I actually was able to dodge them. I did not. So
in that case, I will spend my last fast action to use Turning Point and remove one stack of one condition from Red.
Cool. Okay, great.
Boom. There you go.
Boom.
I do have low health as well, but that's not a problem once I get on the ship, hopefully.
Yep. And you can get there in this turn because you have so many fucking fast actions.
Yeah.
Oh God, he could lap the frickin' stomach for crying out loud. He's got so many actions.
That's it for me.
Okay.
Grunts.
So the grunts go first, or the grunts are going next, and you hear the woman with the red skull painted on her face, as you hear her yell, "Go for the ship!" As she sends these three moving in. So they're going to move. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so he's going to close into range to Nalos, and he's going to attempt to attack you. Can I get a dodge roll, please?
You can. Success.
He's going to bludgeon you. Okay. So basically he kind of comes in and tries to swing a club and just kind of misses at you.
Yeah, I have the shield out and ready. So the shield just like comes off the hip and blocks him.
Okay. This one moves in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, standing very perilously close to the orifice where the crystal was actually kind of, hanging above, and also makes an attempt at you. Can I get another dodge, please?
You can. Give me 1 second. Dodge. That one hits. That one is also... I succeed at that one as well.
Okay, great. And then this last one begins, makes a move towards the ass of the ship and just isn't able to make an attack otherwise.
Got it.
That means red is up.
Oh man, I just realized something. Okay. Red is gonna look over to Talon and he's gonna be like, "Start bringing her around, but don't do anything. I just came up with another different plan. This is even better." And he is going to spend all of his movement. He has 15 squares worth of movement because of Nalos' help.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to jump onto their boat and try to get into their cockpit and hit the
Okay. Oh, my God.
Just to confirm... I'm going to confirm first with Red, and then I'm going to have a question for John, our resident sort of
holy shit about the game. Do it. Even going around the enemy, with all that movement, he can do it.
It's not about that. I just want to I want to confirm one thing, here. But so Red, first, that is what you're doing. You're basically going to dart all the way over and slide into their cockpit, basically.
Yeah, so Red feels this burst of speed on him, this burst of energy from Nalos' commands, and he gets this idea. He says what I just said, and then just starts running. He jukes around this bad guy number 2, right? He does a juke move around the blocker, and then jumps, grabs the railing and hurls himself up onto the ship to try and get into the cockpit.
All right, Johnny, what's your question?
Holy shit, I like that. That's cinematic. I like it. All right, so my question is, there are no attacks of opportunity in this particular case for the combat system, right? There's nothing that allows me to
hang on,
unless it's a special ability.
Right, and if you look at one of your critters, it's got a thing that you should really take advantage of if you want to as a DM, buddy.
So that's the thing about it.
Uh-huh.
It's not necessarily. It's only for the grunts, and he circumvents the grunts pretty quickly.
But he bypasses one, number 2. Remember?
Yes, but that's actually not okay. When the adjacent target targets another foe.
No. Look at the street jack. Look at the street jack and its default characteristic.
All right. Listen, it's not reading the same way to either of us, so I'm just going to move on with that. We'll talk about that later. But yeah. So Sam, Red is able to kind of slide his way completely through this situation and get all the way to the ship. However, you are out of movement.
Correct. Yeah, I can't do anything else once I get up and into the cockpit, but I did get into the ship.
Okay. So as that's happening, this guy over here, the awakened foe number 1, turns at you and casts Chilling Cloud.
Oh boy.
This is an auto hit. Do you want to use Blood Seal on this?
I feel like everyone is going to target me. So
way.
So I should probably save it. But I might just die if I save it. I'll save it.
This is what happens when you don't think your plans through, my friend.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Okay, no, I mean, look, hey, it's balls to the wall. I salute you for it. I just, maybe another 30 seconds of, is this a really good idea? I'm just saying.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So,
you're doing it.
So the first thing I'm going to need from you there, Red, is I'm going to need a willpower save.
Okay, I'm actually pretty good at that.
I hope so, because that's not all that's going to happen, buddy.
That is not going to do it.
Okay. So, first things first, buddy, you are chilled.
Okay.
So, chilled status. Hero takes -1 action per round.
Oof.
So please make sure to note that. And then I'm going to need you to make another willpower save against something called Dazed.
Can I see this happening?
You can see this guy turning and throwing this all at him, because what happens is this is essentially a spellcaster, and as Red makes his way to there, the spellcaster turns and throws everything at him.
Okay.
Like it's coming out of like his hands, and you can just see this sort of chilled like wind just coming through. It's basically like a cone of frost.
That too is also a failure.
You, buddy.
Real quick, the other guy looks like the same kind of thing, right?
The other awakened foe right here. Yes, he does, but he is not. He can't see him around the ship.
Okay, then I'm going to activate an ability.
Please do.
I activate my ability called Decorated General. Once per encounter, I gain +2 willpower, and I may alter one roll result from any combatant by +or -4. So whatever you need, Red, to make that a success.
You can turn that 10 to a 6, and that will be a success.
10 to a 6, and you are not dazed.
Good, because that in my opinion is the more difficult one, because it's a -4 to accuracy.
Cool.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a nasty little affair. But as that's happening, he casts a second thing at you, and he, as the frost is sort of doing its thing and it's coming out at you, he then goes like this and casts silencing stare, excuse me, and it also auto hits. So you need to either make a focus or an intimidate roll, whichever seems to work, or whichever seems to be a better roll for you.
I think those are the same, but I think just like for where Red at is in the moment, that probably focus is going to be more appropriate.
Okay.
We'll see if his focus is good enough. Very close, but no, I needed an 8.
Well, sorry, bud. You now also suffer from something called silence.
I thought
Cannot use spell or tide turner actions.
Okay.
Silence is removed at the end of the hero's next turn.
That'll be okay. That's fine. We're all right.
Okay. Fantastic. Because the second one is also going to turn your direction and cast the chilling cloud.
Cool. All right. That's fun.
So do me a favor and give me another dodge roll.
Wait, actually, I thought this one auto hit.
This one does auto hit. You're doing willpower to prevent the status effects.
I think this is probably the one that I should stop with the blood seal.
Right. But does blood seal count as a spell?
It does not. It's an exploit.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm going to do that. So let's roll my cap check and see if I can stop this in its tracks. Super no. Super, very much no. Yeah,
All right.
That's any harder than if you tried.
Red like tries to focus and like use his power to like leech away the magic before the spellcaster can kind of form it into the spell, and just is completely unable to do so, and is overpowered as this blast of frost comes at him. And we'll see how badly this does for me as I roll 2 more d20s and fail to be chilled and succeed again on the days. So I'm doubly chilled.
So now you have 2 stacks of chill.
Correct.
Which means that you now are down 2 actions.
Right. And that's fast actions, I'm guessing, right? Because otherwise I just wouldn't have.
You get at least 1 action each round. So yeah, assume you're down to 1 slow or 2 fast. Okay. And that's it.
That's not okay. So that's really interesting. That's actually something that probably should get clarified in the rules, because it does not indicate anything to whether it's a slow or a fast action.
Yeah, that's an issue. Yes.
Yeah, well, and it does make a big difference, because either way, the max it says max 2, so it does make sense based on what you said. If it's max 2, it's like it's because you always get at least 1.
Which would be 1 slow. Yeah, that's kind of what. But that you're probably right. I think we need to talk about that.
Yeah, we need to clarify that. So okay, so I'm okay with that being the house rule, that you always get a minimum of 1 action, but you are slowed, buddy. So
well, actually, see, combatant takes 1. Maybe I'm. All right, we'll talk about it later. I might be confusing chill with paralysis, because maybe if they took 4. Oh yeah, max 2. It says max 2 levels of chill. So we will clarify that, but since there's only he's at the max levels of chill, so he still has at least a slow action. I don't think we're not going to take the entire action round away from a character. I cannot see us doing that.
Yeah, I totally get that. All right, so okay,
we need to fix that for sure.
You're absolutely right. So last thing that guy does is he sends an aether burn. So after the cone of chill just kind of comes flowing at you, all of a sudden there's this bout of fire that just comes your direction. I am going to need actually no, they just roll your toughness.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna, because I
actually sorry, you're gonna roll your dodge. I apologize. You're gonna roll your dodge.
I can't remember if we established this. I know that I don't lose health if I fail my cap check on the blood seal.
You don't.
Is it still only 1 per round if I fail?
It should be. Just because you fail doesn't mean you can use it again.
That's why I'm curious, because otherwise it's just you use it every time until you succeed, right?
Yeah. Let's limit it to 1 per round at this particular point. We can have a discussion off screen.
Makes more sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I agree. All right, cool. Yeah, I will dodge. Let's give it a try. That'll be good. I dodge as I'm guessing fire.
So this aether burn, this fire just sort of comes swirling towards you, and it warms you enough, as it's approaching, that you're able to, to kind of shake off the chill and sort of dance around it, finding yourself a little bit closer inside, towards the ship. And that's the grunts. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the awaken. That means it's Talon's turn to step into the battle.
And step in he will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to take, kind of ignoring Red's advice, because Red's going to get his ass handed to him. He's going to take a mighty swing at number 2. I think we're going to go for Bone Shatter. Let's see if we can make that happen. Boom. Ooh, that was close. Yes, he just hits the accuracy. Okay, so he does get his toughness, but that's probably not really going to help. I have heavy grip and bone shatter, so we're doing 4d12 plus 7. That's decent. 32.
That is not bad roll. So which one is this? This is against number 2?
Number 2, yeah.
Okay. So, number 2, describe to me what it's like when this guy goes down.
So, yes, Red chops off his order. Dallas chops off his order and steps forward. Red chops off his order, takes off into the cockpit. Talon looks at Nalos, involved with number 1, and then number 2 steps around him, looks at Red like, what the fuck? then just kind of charges up beside Nalos and brings his sword in this classic over the head motion and pretty much just cleaves this guy from shoulder to hip and opens his entire front up, and this guy just spins away and on the ground. Do we? I toss over to Dallas. Do we need to rescue him now?
I don't actually know.
Because we both have this like poleaxe look on our face after seeing him take off and go into the other ship. It's
I told you to just bring her around. I'll be right there.
You did say
sure
that.
you will, buddy. Sure you will. Yep. Oh my God. So 2 is down. 2 is gone, right? Is that correct?
2 is gone. Yes. Now we're moving from the table.
All right.
All right. So where is So is that the last of your actions there?
I moved and I pulverized this guy. That's pretty much my 2 slows. Yep.
All right. The door chaser, or the door crasher, excuse me, the one with the red skull is what she's referred to, the door crasher. She laughs maniacally and just screams with the thrill of battle as she takes a little bit of something from a pouch and sniffs it. And just goes this big sort of grin that just changes the look on her face, thus affecting the red skull in such a way that it just looks absolutely nasty. And she moves in and into the position of the second, she moves twice, moving into position, and just is smiling and grinning, ready to take on Talon.
Thanks for being nice and threatening, Talon. That was an excellent distraction. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
And that will be her turn.
Oh, okay. Well,
now we're back to the top of the initiative order. Well, actually, no. Yeah, actually, that'll be her turn. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Up to you, man. All right. Top of the order.
I think I'm gonna stay. I'm down to stay in the same order we were just in.
Yeah, I can do that. I don't have any real desire to switch up right now.
If I go last and both of you get on the ship, I could try to ram these guys. But I don't know how that would work.
So you want to go last? So me, Talon, you.
So if I went, but I only have one action. So my original plan was to get on the ship and then ram them and then jump onto the other ship as it's like ramming and then like jump onto the other ship and then gun it out.
Well, I can fix your action problem. That's why I'm going before you.
Okay, so you should go before me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go last. I think it makes.
Yeah. Move me up to second. Let's swap places there.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So my turn is I'm going to do Insightful Leader. Red's first fast action is a free action. I'm going to do Battlefield Tempo as a fast action for me. His next slow action is a fast action. And then I'm going to use the ability Turning Point twice, which is a fast action to remove both stacks of chill. And then I have one fast action left, and I'm going to bank that and save it.
Okay.
Get on the ship.
He's not wrong.
Unfortunately, there's people here.
They're going to follow us anyways, dude. They're too close now.
That was why I was going to wreck their ship by crashing it into them.
Although, you know what, he will say, once I bank that ability, that fast action, I will, bolster the shield down and, move in a way that Talon can get behind me, and I look to him and say, get on the ship.
Little late now.
You can still make it happen.
That's actually what I say. I'm moving to combat with the door crusher.
Yep, I figured.
Yep.
But I figured you also have at least one slow action to get on the ship, hit and run.
Maybe. No guarantees.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
Yep.
Okay. So, grunt number 1 makes his attack against Talon. Sorry, against Nalos.
Yeah, beat up Nalos.
So you were going to, let's go back to that particular one. Give me a dodge roll, buddy.
You hit.
Okay, 1d10 plus 10 minus your toughness, which is 8, I believe.
Not even close. It's 11.
Now it's the tank.
So we're just going to do, we're going to roll 1d10 minus 1. Actually, let's just do the whole thing. 10. How about a whopping 0?
Cool. Thanks, man.
All right.
And he's going to, he's going to swipe in with his club and just kind of, make that happen. And he is going to step back in sort of a defensive position and activate something called a spiteful thrash.
I feel like the hitting but not getting through toughness is that like scene in the movie where the guy just like blasts them in the head and they're just like, oh, okay, just like hit him back.
This guy moves 3 moves up close, standing just perilously on the other side of the orifice, but within range to be able to attack Talon, and of course tries to bludgeon him. Give me a dodge roll, sir.
I want to before anything happens here. I know her turn's last, but
Nope.
the big scary lady is on the butthole of the worm.
She's sort of dancing around the butthole of the worm.
Okay,
Butthole.
just fractured butthole. I just want to point that out there. That was happening. Talon, just so you know, there's a giant butthole beneath her. So,
Johnny.
That is awesome. All right. So did you make your dodge roll?
He hits.
Okay. So what's your toughness?
8.
You're the 8 guy. Okay.
I'm the 8 guy. That's correct.
All right. How about I'll take a whole whopping 4 points of damage, buddy?
These rolls, man. Poor DM.
Don't be complaining about the DM's rolls.
Yeah. Don't be complaining just yet there, buddy. So Talon, buddy, dude, pal, what are you doing?
That's me, isn't it? All right. So we got this guy, that guy. He's gonna get 2 attacks. Shoot, I wanted. Can I survive 1 round of her unloading on me? I am not sure I can. Okay, we're gonna go.
you can.
All or nothing and just hope I can overwhelm. Frick. Damn it. All right, I'm actually, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna risk it. Gonna do cleave on the door crusher.
Cleave. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Right next to me. All right. That's first of all, that's a slow. I gotta make sure I hit first.
Okay.
Let's double check and see if I do. And yes, I do. Man, I could use that crit there. Oh, well.
I feel like I was using a spell on somebody to give them bonuses, but I think it might have been Cathbad that I was.
I think it was yeah. So heavy grip and cleave. Let's do the damage first. That roll was not as good. So 27, and she also takes 8 stacks of vulnerability.
Woof.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
All right, and then I'm going for my second one. I'm going to follow up with Bone Shatter Blow, and hopefully I can penetrate or crit on this one. Come on, baby. Come on. 10, which is penetrate. So I do 1.5 damage. Okay. So, boom.
That's pretty.
1.
Yeah, 2 11s though.
That's true. 36. What's half of 36? 15, 16, 17, 18. 36, 46 plus 8 is 52.
52 points. Awesome.
And the second one, remember, she has 8. She doesn't get nearly as much of her toughness to take off the hit because I put the vulnerability on her the first time.
Well, you also pierced the first time, so she had received the full damage anyways.
Did she?
Your piercing is.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, yeah, you're right. I penetrated. Oh, yeah, never mind. That's true. Okay. That works.
So, all right. So 52 minus her toughness, which is now reduced. Yes. Okay. All right. Cool. Hold on just a second.
That was good.
That was a very good roll.
Yeah. However, she's still up, which is a little disconcerting.
Yeah,
It's a little disconcerting.
That really should give you some sort of indication. But while that's going on,
wait,
I
activate a trigger.
Go ahead.
I use Energizing Victory. If another hero hits a foe with an action, which you did, your next fast action is a free action. Unfortunately, you didn't activate the second half of the trigger, so you just get that.
So I'll take it. No, I will so take it. Dude, you have no idea how useful that is. You have no idea.
So you can do one more fast action right now if you want.
I'm going to save it for next. Can I hold off? I can use it whenever I want. Just my next fast action is a free action, right?
That's what the wording is.
It doesn't say time limit.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm holding it until my next round. I just have to make sure I stay upright until the next round.
How bad do you look?
I look great. I've taken 4 points of damage so far.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
However, when you make your attacks against, I'm very sorry. I did not read this correctly, so I'm not going to operate it in the normal way. That's really kind of crappy. Do me a favor, make a dodge roll.
Oh yeah, shit. That's for me. No, yeah, I've got to.
Because I didn't play this correctly, I'm going to play this a little bit differently this round. But however, next round, oh man,
crap! Nope, I missed it.
All right, so let's do some damage to you. You're going to take another 5 points of damage.
Right.
So next round, I am going to use Spiteful Thrash in the normal way that it is applied, and so every time you take a hit or you take an action against any one of them, it's going to operate as expected. Okay, and I'll describe that when it happens.
Okay, this is trouble.
This is absolutely trouble for you guys.
Yeah, this is not good at all.
All right.
Okay. There's got to be a limit on that.
No, there's not a limit.
I know, that's the problem. That's
no, actually, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but we'll move on. Okay, guys. So these guys move in closer to range. And the first one is going to send its attack towards Talon. And Talon, I would like you to make me a dodge roll. I'm sorry. A willpower roll, because the first one, Awakened number 1, is going to send a chilled cloud in your direction.
Yeah, I still say you should send because they're blasting past their own people, but whatever. Willpower is not great either. All right, they just now totally. Oh wow, made it. Well, I made my willpower roll. Yeah, holy crap.
Give me another one. You avoid the chill, but now tell me about let's see about the dazed.
Yeah, not so much.
Okay, you are going to take a stack of dazed, which is -4 to your accuracy.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And just to confirm that, hold on just a second. That will last until. No, actually, that's just a status effect. Okay. It does not stack beyond one issue of days according to the rules. So you're good to go at this point. So.
Yeah, just -4. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's great. So the second one, having done his movement, he is now going to also send chilled towards you.
What?
The chilled cloud. Yep.
I'll stop this one.
How can you see this combat going on? Just out of curiosity, since you're trying to make your way into the ship.
Well, I mean, how could those mages see me before? Because they're really not in a very much different position than they were when they were attacking me. Now, are they?
Right, but you were still on top of the ship at that point, or just at the entrance of the ship. Your movement allowed you to just basically get inside, right? Just at the entrance.
Well, they went after me, though.
Yeah, so he hasn't moved yet.
No, I understand that. They've moved.
Talking about last round.
Okay, all right. So
Johnny and I'm on your side. They saw you, watched you run right past them. It's like, oh, hey, pow. I mean, in my opinion, it's okay, Red. I'll take it. It's not a big deal.
It's perfectly fine if you want to do that. I'm just clarifying. But go ahead and make the roll if you want to do it.
Okay, that's true. So you gotta make the roll.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Great.
Make the roll. Cool.
I think
All
so.
right.
Yeah. So, I guess if he's ducking. He probably sees it as he's trying to duck into the cockpit, right?
Okay.
I'll glance back to see how we're getting our asses handed to us.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, and he sees this mage trying to cast a spell and tries one more time to disrupt him, and he feels the strength leaching out of him as he's able to do so.
Okay, awesome. Which brings us to our elite foe.
Wait, that's my turn.
Is it? No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So Red will try to get into the cockpit. I don't know if that's going to take like actual movement to like get what kind of action, if it requires it, to like get in a position where I can now do stuff with the ship.
I'm not going to say that it's going to require you a full action. Let's call it a fast action.
Okay, cool. So I'm in the ship and ready to go.
Right.
I want to. You tell me like how we want to try to figure this out. Basically, what I want to try to do is, let me get this draw tool real quick. Where's like, all right. I would basically like to try to bring this ship around and just ram through these three guys.
Okay, so piloting the ship normally, it's going to be a knowledge check.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that in such a way that where you're only knocking those three guys, and you don't actually risk taking any hurting Talon or Nalos or even the ship at this particular point.
To be clear, I'm perfectly willing and even would encourage the ship I'm in to be getting damaged in this process. I'm not worried about
the ship getting damaged, okay. But I'm worried about what's the best way to determine you not hitting your companions, especially if you're trying to take out 3 of the 5 foes that are on the table right now.
Absolutely, I'm with you.
Okay, so there's one of a couple of ways. I'm going to ask you guys based on the way that I understand it, what you guys think is the best, and I just need a quick answer. All right, it's either a negative on the roll, so your knowledge check is going to be a lot lower. Like your target number is going to be a lot lower, so it's going to be a harder roll to hit, or you're going to do it at disadvantage. What do you guys think?
I think either one of those is acceptable.
Yeah, I'm okay with either.
I don't have a.
I guess for me, the opinion would all be based on how much lower, because then I would pick the statistically better option.
There is an element of taking a statistically better option. Looking at your knowledge roll, you are more than likely going to succeed in some form of this particular. So I'm really thinking, in this case, it's
let's do disadvantage. It feels more in line with the system.
All right, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that.
I haven't seen a lot. Well, I mean, there is some plus and minusing, but like, I don't know. It feels like disadvantage feels right.
Well, so this feels more like a sort of a finesse kind of a thing. That's why I'm looking at, essentially because of the way that we've chosen to acknowledge your flying ability. So yeah, let's go ahead and do disadvantage, and we can figure it out later if there was a better way to do it.
All right, and and so if I remember correctly, Nalos also made my first normal action a free action with all his fancy mumbo jumbo, right? Or did you not do that time?
I did. Your first fast action is a free, your first slow is a fast, and I removed all the points of your shield.
Gotcha.
Right. So that means that your movement into the cockpit was
free. And now my first action will be fast. So okay, so this attempt will be a fast action. Mm-hmm. Right? All right, so 2d20, take the lower.
You mean the higher? So you hit it either
disadvantage.
Way. Well, it is disadvantage, but so you take.
But
the
I still got it. Oh, right. This is
right.
Mm-hmm. Same D&D, folks.
All right. So, where do you want the ship to end up in your mind, just out of curiosity?
So in the perfect world, and I'm willing to spend as much of the rest of my turn as I can. In the perfect world, Red would drive this ship careening towards these guys, basically as he's like sort of like driving here, he would try to hit that, like run out of the cockpit, jump off, grab one of the vines that was holding up the crystal in the center, and try to use it to swing onto the gilded drake, like a real old-fashioned pirate.
All right, that was your ship roll. So here's the problem that I described last time. Those pieces of like heart sinew that were kind of hanging onto the thing are shriveling up and dying. So you are more than welcome with your second action. Go ahead and do that, but you're also going to do that at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing this has got to be acrobatics, right? I mean,
yes.
That's
Hold on a second.
Right? Oh wait, no, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be acrobatics. Let's narrate what happens to these three guys.
Oh yeah, yes, please
take us through this sequence where you knock out these three guys, and then I will, of course, narrate what happens to the ship, the airship, and these three guys as you were jumping up and making your second attempt.
Yeah. So in the spirit of the title of our episode today, it's very like Fast and Furious movie, right? So basically, Red hits the thrusters to send this ship careening forward. He basically locks it into place, gets out of the cockpit, sort of like tries to like half guide it to make sure it's on the path. Then when he's got it on the right path, will essentially start running towards the side. The ship crashes into the first guy. I think that causes enough like noise for the other mage and the other guy to like kind of turn around and do some like, oh no, like, oh shit, like trying to jump out of the way as it like smashes into them. Red just goes running off, plants off the railing of the ship and jumps and is just like sailing through the air, trying to grab onto one of these shriveling tentacles, hoping that he doesn't just totally miss.
All right. Make me that acrobatics roll at a disadvantage.
Hey, if you land on the door crusher, that wouldn't be a bad thing. I'm just saying.
Make me your acrobatics check.
All right. Trying to hit a 14 here. All right, I'm going to use the Emberwind Spark.
Oh, yeah.
That's plus -4. It'll take me down to a 13.
You got a 14, you said?
Yes, 14 for acrobatics. It's my best. That and insight are Red's two bestest things.
Okay. So as you begin to grab on, you grab hold of you run up and you grab hold of the sinew, and it's starting to crumble in your hands, and you just are able to kind of swing yourself in a way. And I'd like you to place yourself someplace where you would think that you wanted to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to land on the deck of the Gilded Drake so that I can try to get in.
So there's not a deck. There's the roof.
Okay, yeah, I'll land on the roof.
All right, so we're gonna place you right on the roof, over the ass. I mean, because who doesn't want to be over? Yeah. Anyways, so.
There's just like probably smoldering wreckage of airship somewhere over here.
As you do, we're going to find the smoldering wreckage, or the ship kind of lodges itself in this particular direction. Oh wow, it's not working the way I wanted it to. It's kind of lodges itself over here into the wall of the stomach, and you hear an absolute crazy groan from the worm. And just as you're kind of running up and getting out sort of the top of this thing and jumping onto grabbing onto the sinew, you look back and you see three more chasers trying to reach for you as they go careening and crashing with the ship as it begins to kind of light on fire in the distance, and off that side, and it's starting to just to smolder, and there's smoke beginning to fill the room. Jesus, what happened to all these maps over here? This stuff over here. Okay.
That was me trying to put the ship in. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we get rid of those little ones too.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it was no help whatsoever. You're welcome. 'em. Yeah, it was no help whatsoever. You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. So, don't do it again. All right. 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 All Now, it is time for the door chaser.
Yep.
She growls at the situation as it's unfolding behind her, but she does not look daunted at all as she looks towards Talon and whirls her axe.
That's gonna be painful.
Oh yeah. Make me a dodge roll, buddy.
Yep. I got nothing that's really gonna come out. I could really use to make this one. Nope.
Okay, 1d8 minus 8, or 1d10 plus 10 minus 8. You are going to take a whopping 10 points of damage, sir.
All right. Okay.
And you are not able to move until the end of the next turn.
Oh.
She swings at you, basically sort of bashing you, kind of just jarring you, such, and you're just like, you're shaking there as you're taking this. As she wheels around and takes a second swing.
Now, Johnny, is that a status effect?
It is not indicated as a status effect.
Okay.
It means, as according to the way that it reads is deal 1d10 plus 10 versus toughness. Hero cannot take move actions until the end of the next turn. So
Damn it. That's not what I wanted.
that seems like a bad idea that it's not a status effect, but I understand that this is supposed to be a boss,
Right,
type person.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't see any status effect that falls in that category on the list.
So she swings around and comes in with a meat cleaver. Please dodge.
I'll try.
And you'll succeed.
Crit. Yep.
And you do.
Wow.
So
Even though I can't move, I could dodge that, woman.
like you're shaking though, but you see her wind up with this blade, and it just kind of sings across you as she just she kind of ducks, brings it down to get you, sort of at your center, and you're able to kind of back off and just watch the swing. Just kind of, you can feel the breeze of it kind of swing around, but she comes around and swings again using meat cleaver. Please roll me another dodge.
Is that good? 6 is pretty good.
I can't remember. Hold on.
Nice. I love it.
Dodge. Nope. It's a 4. My dodge is terrible. She hits me again.
So she's going to hit you for 2d10 plus 10 minus 8. And hits you for another 15 points of damage.
Ouch.
How you doing there, Talon?
25. I felt better. Come on. Wait. Oh, shit. God damn it. Hang on. Minus 25. 43, 23, 13. Actually, I'm down to 8 points. That's not right. 23. I'm down to 18 points. Is that right? 43?
This is why I don't math on stream.
Yeah, 23. I'm down to 18. Yeah. Well, I don't take that much damage out of my character, but this one, I'm down to 18, so I'm below half.
All right. And so as she swings it around again, she pulls her axe back, takes a defensive position, and activates a defend and recover ability. She recovers some health and gains some toughness.
Poop. All right.
So
Okay.
we are back at the top of the initiative order. Now, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay first. So he can't willingly take a move action. Can I toss his ass onto the ship?
I feel like that's a yes.
But
I mean, honestly, it's probably an athletics check or an endurance check.
I'll give you an endurance check.
If you want to just grab him and throw him.
Is that a fast or a slow action, would you say?
I'm gonna say that it's a slow action, given how heavy Talon probably is with all of his gear.
All right, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Makes sense. Yeah.
No.
Not so much.
Yeah, he is rooted to the ground
Yeah.
by whatever that power is. Man, I can't just fucking.
I
do
love
this.
this is just like, all right, I'm gonna toss you on the ship. No, I'm not.
No.
Except if you try again and you're not on there, then we have a deeper problem.
You do have a deeper problem.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And it's not a condition. Shit.
and I can't.
Yeah, so this is really strange. I don't, John. This is another example of something that really needs to be a condition.
Well, or not. But okay, look, guys, this is a danger. This is supposed to be a hard fight. This is a battle. Here's the thing, Nalos, I need you to kill that grunt. I think I can stop the door chaser on my round. I need you to kill that grunt, otherwise I can't do it.
I don't have enough damage. There's no way.
Well, then we're screwed. I'm gonna go down next round because I can't move.
I don't have the output.
I'm a goner.
But
I can't heal you.
What I can do is we could have swapped positions so that you go last, Talon. So we can do that still because we didn't really discuss that. That way, Red can
how
heal.
is that going to help me?
Because then you would go before her.
Unless I go last and then first again, so that I can move. There is that. That's true. If I'm next round, if you take off,
right. I wasn't planning on taking off. However, we can switch it so that you go after Red, so that Red can heal you. I also am not going to move away. I'm going to stay exactly where I am. I'm using my free action to make Talon's next fast action a free action. And I am using my last fast action because I used a slow, a fast. And you see him reach into a familiar place again underneath the Shimog, and he pulls out something. And you see him like reach behind you, and you feel something cold and round roll down your back as he drops a coin into your armor, and you heal 15 points.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, that is my keepsake. You have earned a Destarosi coin.
Okay, not really accepted freely, but we'll talk about that later. 28.
Knowing what I know about the Destarosi clan, you definitely want that.
Or you want to get rid of it. You either want it really bad or you want to get rid of it really bad.
As a merc, you definitely would want that.
Actually, as a mercenary, yeah, it's not a bad coin to have.
Yep.
That doesn't remove any conditions, does it?
Nope, it's just it's my keepsake.
Yep. All right. Oh shit, that's right. I got that too. God damn it.
What, the accuracy? Yeah, you've got that daze, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, I could have gotten you on the ship or removed your shit. I chose to try to get you on the ship.
No, I understand. I would have accepted. There's, yeah.
So the grunt is going to go next, and the grunt is going to make an attack towards Talon, or sorry, towards Nalos. Excuse me, because he's got tunnel vision. He's going to focus on Nalos. Make me a dodge, buddy.
Fail.
All right, you are going to take 1d10 plus 10 minus 11. Right. Did 10 plus. God damn it!
Just roll the dice normally. I'll do the math for you.
Take 4, or sorry, take 5 or 6. Sorry. No,
I'll take 4. You were
right
the first
right. 4 is fine.
Take 4.
Yep.
Hey guys, I can do math. And then for his second action, he is going to again take effect in a stance as a defensive position, and inactivate Spiteful Thrash.
Yep, do it.
What does that do again?
You'll find out.
Okay. So I don't know what it does. Okay.
You don't know what it does yet. Red, you're up.
Okay. How are you guys looking right now? How badly do you need heals?
I'm completely fine.
Talon
needs love.
I'm 20 points down. 32 out of 52. So I'm much better after he put that coin down my back. So that's for sure.
Well, he was paying you for services rendered.
Definitely gonna be.
Apparently.
All right.
That's true.
I'm gonna take a slow action first, and cast. Oh shoot! Oh no! Silence is removed at the end of the round, so that's.
Yeah, silence has been removed.
So yeah,
and because you took
you.
Yeah.
Imbue health gives you, I believe it's 2d8, but let me just double check. D6. 2d6 plus 5. Nope. Oh my goodness, only 8.
It's all right. All right.
And then I will use my other slow action to book it into the cockpit.
Okay.
I gotta be at the tip, or unless it's like some weird like where the entrance is in like, or where you fly the boat from like the middle. I don't know, wherever I have to go, let me know. But I'm guessing it's not a shift action.
Alrighty, so because there's no awakened foe, Talon, you are up, sir.
Yep. All right. Now, if I remember correctly, that was my first 2 fast actions are free actions. I had one from last round that I saved, and you gave me another one, right?
Yes, correct.
All right.
Do those stack that way?
I don't see any reason.
They're 2 separate abilities, and it doesn't say.
Okay.
That doesn't.
All right.
Because Johnny, the way I read it says your next fast action is a free action, right? So if he does a fast action, it's automatically free, and then the other one says your next fast action is a free action, so it's free.
Good.
So because the fast becomes a free, it doesn't count as a fast. At least that's how I picture it in my head.
That totally works.
So I'm gonna spend one of those free actions on focus to try and get a +1 die to my next damage action. So I need to make a focus check. Focus is 13. Damn it. Okay. Then I'm going to, let's see, we're going to do Bone Shatter on the grunt here, this guy. I have -4 accuracy. That really sucks. Okay, well, hopefully that 14 got out of the way. So I'm going to attack him. Come on.
That might do it.
That does do it. All right, I tag him. I am still below, so penetration goes, so I get penetration regardless. So I was doing Bone Shatter. So 1d5 damage. Hopefully I can just take him right out here. And Heavy Grip and Bone Shatter, right? Yes. Okay. Smash. Really could use that extra die. 26 and 13 is 26, 36, 39 points.
39 points. He goes down.
Okay. Again, just gut him. Just straight out. Look at him. Oh, you're going to do that? And I just pretty much stab him through the eye. All right. That was a free action, fast, and a slow action. So I have still a fast, free, and a slow, correct?
I would assume so. You're the one supposed to be keeping track of your action economy.
Yeah, that's what I've got. So, all right. I activate a Tide Turner. Blade Rain.
Okay.
That's one fast action. That's my free. Make 2 basic melee attacks as free actions against target foe. Amp effect. Expend additional fast actions to make 1 basic attack per free action. I'm going to be attacking the Door Crasher 4 times.
Okay.
So we're going to do all the attack rolls first, and then we'll total up damage.
Sounds great to me.
All right. So roll number 1.
Actually, you know what?
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, keep in mind, I'm still dazed. That's a miss, for example. I just missed her.
No, I understand that. Because given the way that the amount of damage that you're about to do to her, I want to actually do well. Given the amount of damage that you're about to do to her, I'm assuming at least 2 of those are going to hit. I'd still like damage to be rolled as we go along, so we can.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. Well, look, I could whiff all 4 rolls of that stupid -4. I'm total 50-50 here.
Jesus.
I just missed C. Well, that would have missed either way. Oh, come on.
You're doing some really good D&D rolls. You sure you don't want to play D&D?
Yeah, really. And I hit 1 out of the 4.
All right, nice. Give me some damage.
So, yeah, that accuracy really fucked me up. All right, well, that's, what was I doing? I was just doing basic attacks, so I don't get anything special. Heavy Grip. Focus didn't work either, so it's just 40-12. God damn it.
33 is pretty good.
But it could have been a lot better. And now I just burned my Tide Turner, so that's gone.
So 33 damage.
That's it. On 4 attacks, missed 3 times, did 33 freaking damage.
So she's looking a little worse for the wear, but the blood is kind of dripping from her, and she's.
The good thing she took all that damage because it penetrated. There is that, so I guess that's a plus.
So yeah, and what she's just kind of bleeding, and the wounds are starting.
Problem. This is supposed to take her out.
I would love to be able to narrate where she is in this situation. You want to keep telling me how salty you are about this?
I am very salty. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So you swing 3 different times, and she's able to dodge, but that 4th time just kind of gets her, goes right across the gut, and she's starting to bleed really bad. And she kind of she does exactly what some other character once did in another show that I remember being on this particular channel for. Reaches down into her wound, takes a bit of blood, licks it, and then grins as she makes her first attack. And her first attack is going to be on Talon. And she is going to she's going to do whirling axe. So please make a dodge roll.
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
My dodge roll is one of my worst attributes. I don't dodge. There you go.
I get that. So you're not gonna be able to move until the next round, and you're gonna take 12 points of damage.
Yeah. God damn it.
So she kind of comes in and again bashes you in such a way that it more than just daze you. It's sort of you feel really just disoriented and don't feel stable enough to be able to move. You can only really keep your feet as she swings around and brings the meat cleaver attack for the second.
Yeah.
Please roll.
This one I could really use a dodge on. It would be nice to get one at least. Yep.
To which she does. 13 points of damage.
28, 18.
I need a willpower roll.
That also sucks.
Yikes.
Nope.
Yeah, you now have a stack of fragility on you.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Just one?
Just one. And that blade just comes swinging around and swinging around.
Shit.
And she attacks now.
I'll stop the last one. I'm going to stop. Oh, man, I thought she was going to go for you again. But either way, I'll stop this one.
Please do.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Oh,
nope. I do not stop that one.
I am probably going down this round.
Now give me a dodge roll.
Oh, on Malice?
Yes, she changed her attack. She's crazy.
Miss.
Yes.
She's unpredictable.
I failed.
All right, so
what is this? This just looks like one of a regular rain of blows situation.
It's a meat cleaver attack, it's a special ability, and she swings around and just kind of brings that axe down, on you for 11 points of damage. Please roll me willpower.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. 11 points of damage and willpower. Well, that's gonna fail. Yeah, it fails.
Take a stack of fragility.
Okay, that's fine.
As she kind of swings around and brings that axe back again and attacks Talon. Give me a dodge roll, buddy.
How many freaking attacks does she have?
A lot.
4.
Yep, it's getting right in front of her. And nope. Here's where I go. I think I might go down. Here's where I probably go down.
How about a 7 points?
I am still up.
She's
still up. Dude, it pierces. Actually, she does the full 15 and I go down. I'm at 0. Piercing.
You mean that she does the full 15? Okay, well, great.
Yeah. Actually, I'm falling.
Actually, that's 22 points of damage if you think about it, because it's 2d10 plus 10 minus 8.
Yeah, dude, 1 and 4 plus 5 is 15. That's what you rolled.
You said it does the full damage.
Yeah, 1 plus 4 plus 10 is...
Sorry, you said piercing. I thought you said crit.
No.
Okay,
Piercing.
my mistake. You're absolutely right. All right, so you go down.
Talon goes down. Yep.
That final swing comes around, and now you watch as he drops.
Yep, just tag me. Just enough to put me down.
Not the first time.
And as she does that, she grabs her axe and just howls in elation. And now we're back at the top of the initiative order.
Do your magic for me.
How does she look, real quick?
She's like I said, she's bloody. Talon has really done some damage on her. She looks like she's pretty badly hurt. She's got a gash on her belly, but she's still there. She's still vibrant enough to make another attack. She's not on her last legs yet. Okay.
I'm gonna shift here so that she can't get on the ship. That's a fast action. I am then going to not end up like Talon, and almost mockingly. So I assume that she brought down this giant meat cleaver and I don't know, got me somewhere in the shoulder. Almost mockingly, he puts his hand in and digs it into the meat cleaver wound and sort of wipes it across. Actually, you know what? Definitely mockingly, he does the thing, and then he makes a mock skull on his face, and I'm activating Turning Point. I'm activating Turning Point, and I'm going to remove that stack of fragility because fuck you, lady. And then I'm going to use my free action to make Red's first fast action free action. I am going to use my Battlefield Tempo to make his first slow action a fast action. And I have one more fast action, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to activate Battlefield Tempo a second time, because why shouldn't I be able to? And your next slow action is a fast action. So you have 2 slows as a fast, 1 fast as a free. Red.
Cool. So, Red will first use a slow action. Red is, can Red see his friends from where he is?
You can see out sort of through the you can see down to the lower level into the cargo hold. As you were running in, I'm going to describe this since we're at a point where this makes a lot of sense. Narratively, as you ran into the ship, you saw that Cathbad was unconscious lying next to the crystal. But what's interesting about it is that when you saw it, the crystal was going in sideways. It has since righted itself and is floating right in the center, sort of with the cargo hold, and she is just passed out next to it.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So Red's just like, sorry, Cathbad, be right there. Like runs past. He can see his friends, so he's like absolutely battered and bloody. But as usual, when we've seen Red fight, it's kind of hard to tell whether it's because of the way the wounds were struck or because of all the clothing he wears, but it's just like really impossible to tell where he's bleeding from, like what's actually injured. So he's just like this massive bloody clothing and robes, and he bows his head, and the prayer beads kind of float up around him in a ring, glowing softly as he uses Rebirth on Talon. So Talon will get up. You recover from fallen and heal 10 HP.
Wow.
That's
baby.
3.
Wow. Okay,
because
cool.
That's free because it's a slow action that Nalus helps me out with.
Sweet.
So I have a real quick question about that ability before we continue with your next set of actions. That is an instant he is up kind of a thing, right?
Yeah, but it's 1 per combat.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear about where he's, because that means that he will be next in the turn order before.
It's our Phoenix down.
Right, exactly.
My understanding.
Okay.
Okay, and then I will use. So I still have 2 slow actions. Okay, so I'm going to use Imbue Health.
Okay.
On Talon as well.
Actually, you have a slow action that's a fast action.
Well, I used the slow that was a fast that became a free.
I gave you 2 slows as fast.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
You said hit me with that juice, and I gave you a bunch of it.
Sweet. I appreciate that. All right, so this is a fast action heal. So you heal 15.
Oh, nice.
So now I have a fast action and a slow action. So I'll use it.
So any way you can remove that daze, I would really appreciate it.
I unfortunately.
I feel like when you die, status conditions leave.
It should, but I don't think that happens, unfortunately.
But
nothing in the rules tend to indicate that, because you're not actually dead, you're knocked out. So
right.
What I can do is I can use Virtue Fortune. So keeping his head bowed, Red says a prayer of good luck, and he knows he's been he's been hesitant to use any of this magic directly on Talon, because he knows Talon's not a believer, and he curses the luck of the gods, and so a Virtue of Fortune is surely going to be weaker when protecting Talon. But he's going to do his best, and so after each roll, you'll get a plus or minus 2, whichever is better for you.
Okay.
I love Red. Red is my favorite.
That's hilarious.
And last but not least, I will throw a knife at this lady.
The blasphemy.
And it hits and it pierces.
Mm-hmm. Funny.
2d6. I think there's a plus something, but let me double check.
Nah, there's no pluses. Don't lie to
For
yourself.
blades, it's
Just a
2d6.
2d6. 7 damage.
All right, great. So you do 7 points of damage. As the blade kind of nicks her on her shoulder, she just kind of reacts a little bit as it's coming at her. And for the first time, Nalos, since you're standing right in front of her, you can see that she's starting to look like that. That actually shook her a little bit as she's starting to look a little worse for the wear, and she's starting to slow down a little bit. Talon, you are now back in the scene, buddy. Narrate what it's like when you pop back up like the rising phoenix that you are.
That is true. So yeah, after taking a shitload of damage, and he goes down and he's like kind of sinking into the dark gray of possible death, at least unconsciousness, and suddenly it's like, yeah, this whole filled with renewed energy flowing through him, and he knows because he's felt this before. I think the last time this was actually I used my tide turn, but it's a similar feeling but different. It's coming from an outside source, so he's very familiar, and I will talk with Red later about it. And yeah, suddenly he's filled with renewed energy and stands up, shakes it off, and also covered in freaking just bloody as hell. And I still have the ability. I can't move anyway, so I'm just gonna go full tilt at her, and here's hoping. So I still have that one free action. Fast action is a free because I blew them all last round. Come to think of it,
You blew them all, buddy.
Back to my regular. So I'm going to try to cleave again. I'm going to try to cleave because I need to drop down that fucking vulnerability she got. So I'm going to do that. I plan on amplifying it twice with staccato strike. So we will see what happens. I got to make the attack roll first. Oh, come on.
Big money. Oh!
You're in a crit.
Good. Okay, that's a good start. So cleave is 12, 24, 36, 48, 58 points and 8 stacks of vulnerability.
So let's see. You said 58 points of damage?
Yeah. Oh shit! I just realized I didn't want to do that. Okay, wait. Nope. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, wait. I do the cleave. I do the 58 points. I don't do that amp to do the vulnerability. I'm not going to do that. So she takes the 58 points anyways. Okay.
Great. So she takes 58 points damage. Yeah. Please narrate for me what happens when you kill this.
Well, first, thank goodness that it's like pops back down, and just covered in blood, the guts hanging out. I mean, he is like almost The Walking Dead, and he comes up, and as he rises, he leaps into the air, brings his sword down on her head, chops into her so hard that I will do the vulnerability because it's going to be much more cooler, and splits her head open with his two-handed sword. Just chops the skull, the red skull, just and brain matter goes flying. Nalos, you're probably a little bit dirty now. And then he withdraws it, scraping the blade against bone, just pulling the whole thing out as she's just sitting there kind of poleaxe, and her body just topples over, and he just stands there. Who's next? And then he finally looks around and feels everyone actually is dead.
You said get on the ship, remember?
Yes, on the ship. Now we'll get on the ship. He lets his sword drag through the viscera and the muck across the body, and he starts walking towards the ship, just like plodding over there, just like plod, just like walking like a man who's just gotten his ass handed to him and yet is still upright. Pushes past Nalos and walks into the hold and sits down, just like.
Did you guys see? I crashed that ship into like 3 of those guys.
Yeah, you came like a gnat's ass away from taking me out too.
Hey, Red.
Yeah, that was really dangerous.
What could work?
Hey, Red.
Yeah.
That one still flies?
The one I crashed into the ground?
Mm-hmm.
That's burning?
Yeah, it is on fire.
I didn't see the flames. I must have missed those. How badly on fire is it, Johnny?
It's starting to catch. It's starting to fill with smoke in the area. So you guys have a couple of minutes before the entire stomach is basically sort of.
It's time to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. All right. In that case, he shrugs and gets back. Actually, so you cleaved the head in half, but it's still attached to the body, right?
Yeah. I don't need that kind of a trophy, thanks.
Nalos does, and he grabs her by the whatever she's wearing, and drags her onto the aft of the ship. because no one sends assassins after me.
Nice.
So he's bringing her back.
Cool. Cool. Yep. Hey, but proof is always good. Proof for our.
So yeah, Red starts to take us out, and as he does, he will say a small prayer to Tynral the Genesis, a thank you for the majesty that was this creature, as he zips out and leaves it to die. I'm guessing it's probably going to explode because it's burning from the inside and probably filling up with gases as well.
Yep.
So the smoke is beginning to kind of pool at the top and slowly beginning to creep out of the hole itself as the fire is really beginning to catch, as that airship is beginning to just kind of do its thing. And so you slowly turn the vehicle, you turn the Drake around in the room that you have, and shoot your way out into the azure. As you do, you just like you kind of punch it through, and you just come out into this white blue brightness, right? And so you're overwhelmed with brightness after the darkness that you all have been sort of trapped in for all of this time. The brilliance of the crystal was trapped in the ship at that point, and it was very dark. And so as you were all kind of bursting out, the glare is just overwhelming for you. And as your eyes begin to kind of, adjust and take the focus back into the light, that's when you hear the first explosion.
It's like, boss,
and as you're kind of looking around, and kind of scanning as you come banking around, you see a gigantic airship and one smaller one about the size of the other airship chasing after you.
Ah!
What do you do?
Where did the explosion come from?
A shell that just exploded just off of the right-hand side of the ship.
That's good. Red will look to the captain.
It's just chasing us, right?
They're just beginning to give chase. They have not started shooting more aggressively at you yet. They just fired a shot across your bow, basically.
And does it look like a chaser ship?
Both of them do have the, sort of the emblems of the chaser on the side of the ship. In fact, if anybody was paying attention, the larger ship looks like the one that disappeared into the clouds after you guys threw, you basically took the tracker that was being sent out, on the bird that Cathbad was able to take and just kind of sent out.
If I may, Captain Nalos, we may want someone on the guns.
Yeah, I think that's Talon's job.
Yeah, only one gun and it's pointing away from them. We got to move it if we're going to shoot it.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going.
Red's already hitting buttons. He's like, "Oh, we're punching it."
Yeah.
Red,
you gun it. Talon, you gun it for whatever. And I have and you see a very, very uncharacteristically sinister look flash across Nalos' face as he hits
Actually,
the button.
I thought that was kind of your everyday look, to be honest.
Well, it's worse than that. As he hits the button to release the cargo door, and you see what he was working on while everyone else was getting the ship prepared, as he lifts the body and kicks it out of the back, and both of the hips and arms are tied and fastened, so now there is a human kite flying out the back, facing the enemy ships, knowing how brutalized that commander is now. As a sign of do not fuck with this ship.
Wow.
Talon just kind of looks at that and gives him a very solemn nod and then heads up to the cannon.
Johnny, I don't know if that's an intimidate roll, but
given the circumstances, I think that's either an intimidate roll or maybe a command of some kind.
I have leadership. I have leadership. I might do that. That might be.
It seems like an either or, depending upon what you're really trying to establish here. I think leadership also applies, but intimidate works too.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those crew wise, this is the first time anyone has seen Nalos go this route. They've seen hints of Nalos being a little bit dark and hints of the Destrosi family being a little bit shady. But this is as far as why someone like him might have been sent here. And plus, I think this is a the chasers you don't know who you're fucking with kind of leadership role, like Desterosi over chasers. So I'm going to give you a leadership role here.
Is there anything on the body that sort of represents Desterosi? Is there something that you painted onto the body?
I feel like I wouldn't have enough time.
And I would think the brain spraying out across their windshield should count for something. To be quite honest,
I'm going to use my Emberwind spark on that.
Okay.
Because I need that to happen. So I'm going to make it a success.
Okay, great. So as you do that, there's a as the body is floating out towards the back and like tethered as a kite kind of a thing towards the back of the body. Red, you see the other sort of landing style airship suddenly divert itself and head back towards. And now, as you're kind of watching out at the back, you see the ship sort of buzz by the actual the kite and the body basically floating in the distance, and do a turn and head back towards the ship, as if there's some sort of hesitance going on there. That larger chaser ship is still giving chase at this point, but at this moment, Red, you're seeing an opportunity to be able to get out of here.
Okay. Like, I think I have room to just beat this chaser ship and just get out away.
You think you've got enough time to be able to put some room between you and the chaser ship?
Okay, I'm gonna do something a little bit tricky here. Do some fancy flying. Red knows some maneuvers. He's gonna drift ever so slightly to the right. No,
that's your move.
So basically what Red is going to try to do is essentially kind of lead us around and then dive down and try to like basically pull under the worm, try to get the other guy to chase, right? And then as they're like coming up the underside of the worm to get onto the other side, he's going to try to pull like a little pit maneuver to knock them into the worm and mess up their ship, because he knows that if he gets out into like the open sky, it's not really going to work to like try to pull like a maneuver like this. It's just going to be a straight chase. He's going to try to essentially use the worm to like crash them into it.
The bigger ship, essentially, or the smaller ship? Oh, the bigger ship.
Yeah, because the smaller ship's getting out of here, right?
Well, it's maneuvering back towards the larger ship.
Oh, yeah. I'm focused on the larger ship right now, and essentially what I'm trying to do is, as they're chasing me, divert them under the worm and then pull pit maneuver as they're trying to come up around the other side of the worm to get them to crash.
Okay, so as you're kind of banking around to begin to make this particular maneuver, you notice that the worm is beginning to slowly move down. Like it's falling, but falling at a very sort of reduced rate. It's not what you would expect from an object. Clearly, it still has enough crystals in it to be able to sort of exist in the way that it is, such that it's slowly floating down versus actually a deep fall. So it's moving for you. I need you to make me a knowledge roll to see how your maneuver is going to work, and then I'll let you know how the chaser ship gives follows you.
Cool. I'm guessing I don't have any like advantage left over from the last time when I got super buddies with the Gilded Drake.
No, you do not.
That doesn't hold over? I didn't think so. All right, let's see how this goes.
So you begin to make your move down, and as you kind of do, you kind of encompass, the bottom of the worm as you see that the ship is moving a lot slower as it's making your way towards you. It's not moving fast enough so that it's giving chase in the way that you would expect. So you are able to kind of get beyond the worm and, lose sight of it. Mm-hmm. But you don't know where it is, but you are definitely not inside of it anymore. Do you want to do anything else?
I'm just going to gun it then. I'm going to put as much distance as we can away from this thing while we're out of sight.
All right.
And if possible, if there's like cloud cover, I'm going to try to go for the clouds, that kind of stuff.
All right. Give me one more knowledge roll.
Let's do it up. Yeah, like I think this is like we're like coming up under the worm. Red like doesn't see anything, and he's just like reaches up and like knocks the little charm that he has, the charm of perseverance that he had tied to the dash when he first got into the Drake, and he says a little prayer for luck and tries to punch it. Oh, that's real bad. That's real bad, guys. I can do it.
So as you begin to punch it and make your way, as you sort of shoot off, you do actually start to gain an incredible amount of speed because you're given the opportunity to
So I have a mechanics question here.
Go ahead.
So there are specific actions that say once per combat. I have an action that says once per encounter.
Okay.
I assume that means combats and encounters are two different things, and this may in fact be an encounter, since it is definitely not a combat. Can I use an action?
I think encounter and combat can be used interchangeably here, but yes, this is an entirely separate experience.
Okay. So I have an thing that says once per encounter that I can change a result by plus or minus 4. Would that help you, Red?
Sure.
I can make it a 12.
Yeah, I'm at 12 is my knowledge.
So if he like grabs the little thing and he like punches it, and then like I assume Red does something, and then Nalus just grabs him and like course corrects, and he does that like that captain thing where you like I push you towards like fucking go, and I activate Decorated General and reduce that by 4, making it a 12.
Nice.
You shoot off. You get a little bit of sort of like inspiration and from Nalos as you shoot off, and you are able to kind of dart in the direction, kind of keeping the chaser ship and you sort of angled between the worm between you and the chaser ship, and you shoot into a cloud, and you are able to get away scot-free. And as you're kind of double checking the rear view, looking out the backside, making sure that they are not following you. You begin to slowly right the ship and activate the compass essentially that allows you to return to Adriel, and you begin to kind of take the course correction and slowly begin to move back towards Adriel as you begin the long journey, essentially the day-long journey, through the Azure, back towards Adriel. What do you guys want to do here?
I think my thing would be to go to Red and Red, I need you to show me how to fly this thing. Just like a crash course, how to make it keep going straight.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you know about airships?
0.
Okay.
Look, break it down for me. Squeeze this, press this, push this.
So this is the... Here's the problem, right? Is I kind of just like learned how to do it by like doing it, right? So I don't really know what any of this stuff is called.
Okay.
Or so like what the terms are. So like
here's my problem is you are the only you're the only person that can heal anyone. And we have an unconscious bundle of vines.
Yeah, I can help Cathbad, but all right, so you've got the compass, right?
Yeah, I got the compass.
So you want to make sure that you're keeping that straight on. Mm-hmm. And this is, I call this the juice. That one, I wouldn't really hit that one unless somebody's coming after us again.
Got
it. These ones are how you control the sails. I mean, we could pick up some speed. You could ride the currents a little bit. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I mean, really, if you feel it tugging on the sails too much, I don't know. Hit this button and like just shift it around until it doesn't feel like it's pulling it too much.
Sure, yeah.
And it should be okay. Other than that, I mean, just call me if something like starts beeping at you.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah, I think you got it.
I'll just shout for it. Just make sure she's not dead, because
that's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be bad.
I feel like if she dies, we're gonna have like a witch's curse or something. I don't know what she does, but
I mean, that seems highly likely. I mean, we did just murder her god.
Yeah. She's not gonna be really happy about it.
So yeah. Also, I probably need to change my clothes.
You're bleeding a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of blood happening there.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
It does.
It happens.
It does. That's why I use the shield.
Red just walks. He's like, well, it wouldn't really matter if I had a shield. It's kind of just my way of doing things. Just kind of walks, so heads off towards Cathbad.
And Nalus just sort of stands in the exact position he was and just places his hands and feet exactly where Red has his and just leaves him there until... He has no idea what Red was talking about or how to fly this fucking ship.
Then here she goes.
While Nalus and Red are doing their Laurel and Hardy thing, what is Talon doing?
He's taking a breather. He does go over and check Cathbad once he's like wiped the gore off himself.
Putting 1,000 Hello Kitty band-aids on.
Exactly, because he's done enough battlefield medicine to tell whether she's alive or not. But that's about the extent of what he can do. Is she breathing? Yeah, okay, she'll be all right.
All right. So as you're assessing the situation, Red walks up, and the both of you begin to examine Cathbad.
I'll immediately move aside because I assume he must have more skill in this than I would, for sure.
Give me a knowledge check, Red.
Okay. That's pretty good. 4.
Oh yeah, it's really obvious that other than the fact that Cathbad is probably going to have a little bit of a concussion, she's just been knocked out, and she just needs to be made comfortable so that she can recover. It looks like she's got a little bit of a bruise beginning to form on her so her right side of her face and her right arm. It just adds color to her otherwise pale skin.
Yeah, so Red will look over to town and will be like, you've taken a few good knocks on your head in your day, right?
Many. More than I care to remember.
I figured. I mean, she took a pretty bad one. She'll be okay. I mean, it's going to suck when she wakes up, so we should probably get her into a bed, maybe leave some water. I mean, you've woken up from getting knocked out before. It's not fun, but she'll be okay.
It's never easy.
But I can't carry her.
I'll take care of it. Yeah. You should head back to the cockpit.
Well, Nalus is learning how to fly, so he's got it. He's got it under control.
And Talon looks back up there and like, if you say so.
We'll get it.
You just see him like a statue.
He looks at Red like, you definitely have a lighter touch. When he picks Cathbad up, and there's probably some sort of like captain's quarters, very small, like a tiny stateroom of some kind with a narrow bunk, maybe probably was.
I gotta imagine there's some sort of like area to rest or something. If it's like for a day or two of travel, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Johnny, so we could find something that would be like even a makeshift kind of quarters.
There were quarters described in the back of the
okay.
So yeah, there's a couple of bunks basically, but there's nothing like a crew or like a captain's quarters. Right. It's just basically a crew quarters kind of a thing.
That works. Put her in bed, tuck her in, leave a flask of water, a water skin or something next to her because she's gonna need that when she wakes up.
Gonna have a headache.
Yeah. Hella thirsty. Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so the rest of you begin
to
to
there's one other thing I want to say to Red, like after we do that and tuck it in, and if he's going to head back up to the cockpit, I'm going to say, Red, for a lot of things, it doesn't matter whether the recipient believes, just that the giver believes. That's what's important.
What a ridiculous thing to say, Talon. It matters if everyone's belief matters.
It's just in what each person believes. That is what matters. And oftentimes those things are as different as night and day.
Perhaps.
we'll talk more about it. You can try to convert me. I will resist. It's all good.
I don't care about converting you. I just want to make sure that you don't lose your way, Talon. We all have a path to take.
Agreed, and I appreciate your care.
Would you like to know the first dilemma of Tynral the Genesis, Talon?
Sure, we got some time to kill.
When you can view the whole of everything, how can you possibly describe it to the things that are inside of the whole? When Tynral created everything all at once, they brought their perfect will to life in one perfect moment. But each of the individual pieces could only see a part of the whole. And they could only ever have it explained to them in the terms of the whole that they were living in. So in Tynral's infinite perfection, they created something that was imperfect. So that was the first dilemma. It just walks away.
Monks, man. Monks.
Time passes. The journey back through the northern azure as you head towards Adriel is long and boring. You see flocks of other creatures kind of move, through the clouds. But at no point do you actually, see anything else that reminds you of the chaser ship, or you notice anything else sort of, attracting you're attracting attention of. But as you get closer and closer, the needle begins to move, and that's when Red, of course, takes back over control of the ship and begins to navigate it. And as you're getting closer and closer, with the needle moving, kind of pointing in the right direction, you also begin to notice other air traffic. And there's a little bit of a frenzied sort of a circumstance going on as you see some of the airships are not following what would be the normal path. Some of them are sort of heading out and kind of pushing out towards. And as you crest a large sort of cloud and come into a gigantic sort of open area that's sort of cloudless, Adriel comes into view, all in its grandeur and its glory. And you see the various plateaus just sort of hanging there. And as you're kind of taking it all in, you can see the 2 and 3 different sort of layers of them, and you see Gelspar sort of there, at the bottom. And as the sun is beginning to set, it shines and sort of reflects the various plateaus there that are sort of floating there, and you see various airships. But something's really interesting that you kind of notice leading more towards Gelspar, and actually around sort of the chains that connect Gelspar to the other plateaus. There are ships, moving towards those chains. And at one point, you see an explosion on one of the chains. And that chain slowly begins to fall as other airships are moving towards other chains. And you realize that somebody is trying to sever the hold on Gelspar. And that's where we're going to end it.
Well, shit.
Oh. Wow.
Nice ending.
Yeah, very nice.
That was a good game, guys. Unfortunately, we were down Chelsea, but that's fine. She'll have to pick up back tomorrow, or next week, rather. Guys, that was an awesome episode. Fast and the Furious Axia Drift was a good time and lived up to be just that. That being said, let's go around, do our introductions, and get the heck out of here and host a friend of ours. We'll start with I think he might be the Paul Walker of this game. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to, man?
I'm Sam, twitch.tv/wasn'tfool, Twitter @TheWasn'tFool. I had a blast tonight. I feel like you guys really showcased Red and let me kind of steal the show tonight, which was much appreciated. I got to crash an airship into some people while I jumped onto another airship. I mean, what more can you really ask for?
I love it.
I don't really have much other than this game going on, so you should come back and watch when I play more of Red next week at this same time.
Yeah.
And other than that, you can hit me up on Twitter or on Discord or on Twitch. And if you have thoughts or want to play games or want to tell me that I'm not a very good role player, I guess you can do that.
But don't do that also.
I mean, the last one, it feels like you're kind of going out of your way to like do that. I don't really know why you would, but if you want to, you know what? You do you. I can't stop you.
Yeah, you know, it's who's me what's, it's infinite with whatever the fuck. That being said, I think we can all agree the Shaw of Axia, Talon, aka John, who are you, where can we find you, and what are you up to, man?
Oh my God, John Helfer's Radio Johnny Panda here on Twitter, on Twitch, and elsewhere. This was a lot of fun, a little dicey, but we came through it. It was amazing. Team really pulled together, and yes, Red Ninja, airship captain, pirate, whatever. He's like quadruple class now, so that's pretty amazing. And Nalus also with that move with the body was pretty cold-blooded. Thursday, we are doing episode 2 of my Skies of Axia stream on Arvin Elrond's channel. The full crew will be there, introducing our fourth and final player. So that should be interesting as they're kind of following these footsteps. And Johnny's stream has been very interesting to see. I might rip off some things from it. We'll see what the players do. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then Saturday, we're playing back-to-back weekends, D&D with Arvin Elrond. We're doing Curse of Strahd, and things are starting to heat up in the town of Valaki, not Valakai. So we also do that about the same time. So it's been a blast, guys. I can't wait to see the next one because we're not done yet. We got a few more episodes to go. So Johnny's been doing a great job.
Yeah. And as always, last but definitely least, the self-proclaimed Rock of Axia. Johnny, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to, man?
The Rock of Axia.
You said you were the Rock, and I had to be Vin Diesel.
I said dibs to the Rock.
Oh, you said dibs to the Rock.
I got shot down.
No, you're definitely Paul Walker.
Yeah.
I was told I couldn't be the Rock.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You know what's funny about that is also we were talking about it, and Cathbat is definitely the Jason Statham of the crew.
That's Shaw. That's who I just said Talon was.
Oh, so really? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I apologize.
Oh.
God damn it. Anyways, hey guys, that was freaking awesome. I had a really good time tonight. We are officially off book because I'm going to be doing a little bit different than what the ending of the book actually says. So you guys are going to be exploring new territory. This is going to be pretty badass. So thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun. I am Johnny. I'm the Video Store Cowboy. You can find me over at Video Store Cowboy channel. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys next week.
Hell yeah, awesome. Guys, definitely join us in the Discord. That's the communal hub here. We actually have a channel dedicated just to Unsung. So come chat, give us your feelings, tell Sam that he's a terrible role player or whatever you want to do. You do that there as well. So come join us in the Discord. If you want to support the channel, please check us out on Patreon. That's the best way to do that. It's also one of the best ways to get in on our Patreon game, Ruin Nation, which the first videos will be coming out soon. The next episode is going to be in 2 weeks, I think, and we already have a group for that. And if you want to role play that, that's in our server as well, our Discord server. That being said, we are going to host one of my favorite people in the whole damn world. We're going to go host the One Shot RPG because the lovely people behind Invisible Sun are over there playing some Invisible Sun currently right now, Monty Cook Games, and the amazing, illustrious Darcy is running that game. So definitely go check them out. Give them all of your hot, sticky raid love, and from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.
Peace out. Thanks, guys.